Norwich is a crucible of an institution. We're the oldest private military college in the country. And not only is it academic, it's like adding boot camp and military service on top of a very rigorous academic program. So a lot of stress. Our students are dealing with a lot of stress.
Going from high school to college at any school is going to be a stressful situation. You know, you're away from home for the first time. You're trying to learn how to time manage and what study techniques work the best for you.
I usually wake up at 5:15 and swim for an hour and a half, get done at 7. So I'm usually in class from 8 to 12 and then have an afternoon lab or class.
Each day seems shorter than the last. You got formations, you got to wear a certain uniform, people are yelling at you, and by the way, you have your homework.
Going to school, you're dealing with anxiety, dealing with adversity, you're dealing with being in a stressful environment.
We're seeing a generation of students coming to college who are less able to adapt and improvise and overcome adversity.
We know that students are more anxious. They're coming with more concerns and in some cases with less preparation.
The baggage our young men and women are coming to college with is not right. They're looking for some way to handle the stress.
How do we give them tools and strategies in their toolkit to help them be able to bounce back from adversity?
One day, I had a wonderful call from the daughter of one of my trustees who said, "Rich, you need to find out what the David Lynch Foundation is doing about TM." And I said, "What's TM?" And she said, "Transcendental meditation." I said, "Really?" I'm the kind of guy that show me the data. So she sent me some articles, and I was reluctant, skeptical, but the more I learned, the more confident I became. And I said, okay, I want to talk to somebody at the David Lynch Foundation. And we did. We had a great exchange. It was through their great briefings, the literature they gave us, the conversations that we had, we decided to experiment. I said, I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to let a student do it until I do it first. Right? You have to lead from the front. We had our first session, and we decided we were going to try this. So we wrote to all the inbound rooks and their parents and said, we're going to do a trial, training for 30 and not training for the other 30. We put them in 2 separate platoons, and the reaction was dramatic.
After like the first week of practicing it, you felt a difference. You felt calmer and much more aware of your surroundings, and you could focus.
I've seen it, improve my ability in wrestling. I've seen it improve my grades. I've seen it just make me more clear, more focused.
TM's just been the greatest tool that I've had for, stress management and keeping clarity in my life.
I used to feel very overwhelmed throughout the day. When I started TM, I started feeling more refreshed and more focused.
Within 4 or 5 weeks, the kids who didn't get the training were complaining. Like the other guys had an advantage of them in class, and the other platoon wasn't getting yelled at as much, and they learned how to do things so much quicker, and they were so far ahead of the other platoons in what they were learning from a military point of view.
In about 1,200 hours flying helicopters when I was a youngster. This is before we had an aviation branch. A lot of stressful situations over the course of those years, and I wish I would have had the Transcendental meditation tool then.
TM is all about being relaxed and being a better thinker. It doesn't require any drugs. You can do it at any time. You can be anywhere.
It's just part of an overall healthy lifestyle. I mean, you become physically fit, you work out, you take care of your body. You do Transcendental meditation, it helps you take care of your mind. The powerful part of that is that it actually physiologically improves your brain function.
If I'm feeling cluttered and crowded with all of the different responsibilities I have, I do TM and suddenly, I know what I gotta do.
When I get a lot of things going on at once, I'll sit there for a while and I'll just think, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I don't know where I'm gonna start. After I learned TM, I found myself in that situation, so I figured, okay, I'm gonna take 20 minutes, I'm gonna meditate, and after the 20 minutes, I felt like I was really able to concentrate on getting my work done and not just sitting there overwhelmed about it.
Some of our psych professors did some scholarly research about the impact it has on your neurons and the connectivity there, and your eye retinal tracking, which is very important to military people. Are we tracking the right target? And how does being settled and being more situationally aware improve that? And it does.
I think it was within 90 days that in every measurable functional area, the platoon that was trained in TM was outperforming the control platoon.
We found a significant difference between the TM and control groups. Things like depression, anxiety, stress, bad moods, all of that went down significantly. We also found that constructive thinking, behavioral coping, emotional coping, and resilience all went up significantly.
And what we found out as we looked at the data is students who had some sort of regularity seemed to have better results.
It's become something over the past 4 years where I think we're really able to do more with it. It's seen as very practical techniques that have very practical and well-documented results.
This is a really useful tool for any college campus.
This tool is now being looked at as a mainstream ability to help adapt and overcome stress. When we first started this, it was just one small group of students. Now we're stretched across all 4 years of classes, and we have staff and faculty alike. I don't think we realized how big it was going to become.
From a small group of 30, we're almost now to 300 here at one time. That just shows you what can be accomplished by working together in just a 5-year period.
People here want to do stuff that works, and people see that TM is a tool that's making people more successful. So, it's just part of the culture here.
I think the fact that we can empower young men and women with a tool to enable them to handle stress before they get into stressful situations, I think it's a huge gift we give them as part of their overall education and becoming a man and a woman in our society. I'm proud of Norwich. I think this is just another facet of forward thinking on the university's part.
TM works for everyone, whether you're going to be a civilian student or a military student. But I will tell you that we would not be where we are today without the David Lynch Foundation, for which I will be forever grateful. And those students that have been trained will be forever grateful. I am so impressed with what's happening here. I really do hope more colleges take this on. I think it should be made available to every college student who needs it or wants it. They probably all need it, they just don't know it.